Hi, and welcome along to the Ball Street Social Club, here for another episode. The question we want to ask today is Louis van Gaal a dead man walking? Another defeat at the weekend, this time to Southampton. He's had defeats at home to Norwich. Is he a dead man walking? I mean...
Yeah, definitely. I can't see him being at Man United next season. Whether they push him now or they wait until the end of the season or whether he walks, I'm not too sure. Because I wouldn't imagine that a guy with that big of a fucking ego will not want to be sacked. Do you know what I mean? He's just not worked. It's just not worked in England for him.
Why is it not work? Why is it not work for? Like you said, he spent a lot of money, and it's just not happening for him.
I think that sometimes you've got to. He's obviously had a framework for how he wants teams to play football, right? And he's not wanted to change that framework at all. And I think that, like, I'll try and compare him a little bit to Jurgen Klopp. I think Klopp's looking at the rest of this season and thinking, right, well, I've got a framework that I want to work roughly within, but what type of players work in the Premier League? That's why I don't think Liverpool have spent big yet. I think, honestly, if we had a fit striker now, I think he'd spend all of his money in the summer, Jurgen Klopp. Because I think he wants to play every team, see how they all play and go, what's going to work in this league? Whereas I think Louis van Gaal's come in and gone, this is the way that I play football. This is how Manchester United are going to have to play football. This is going to work because I'm fucking Louis van Gaal. Yeah. And it's just not worked at all. Like.
I mean, James, it really does appear to me, looking at Twitter or social media, listening to the radio, that the fans at the moment, and to be fair to United fans, they've been quite patient with the whole situation. But, you know, you heard the boos at the weekend. It really does seem like the fans have had enough and that they're turning on Louis van Gaal. Where has it all gone wrong for Van Gaal? Because he came in with such a big rep.
Yeah, huge reputation. But I think Chris is right. He's neglected the Premier League, the style of the Premier League, and he's also neglected a clear blueprint of how Man United teams play. They play on the front foot with attacking intent. They've had how many decent wingers have they had? Be it that in a 4-4-2 when you've got Giggs and Beckham, or when they've had Ronaldo and Rooney was out there for a bit, or Nani. That's how they play. And they play on the front foot, and they don't care how you're setting up. They're going to go and attack you. And to be honest, the way that he wants to play football now, I wouldn't say just in the Premier League. I'd say in Europe is obsolete. It's too... Possession doesn't matter anymore. It's about attacking the space quickly and creating chances. And for too long, they've just been passed. It's just sterile possession again and again and again, and it's not exciting. And what should you be judged on as a manager? Results and performances. The results haven't been good enough in a league where no one's taken hold of the title race, and the performances have been even worse. I mean, what's the stat at Old Trafford? Is it 11 games?
Half-time 0-0s, yeah.
That's not acceptable. That is not acceptable. And I think actually Man United fans have been quite patient, because I think the reason they've been patient with him is because he's nuts. And he's the guy, when someone's crazy, you don't go near them, you just go, all right, you get on with it. And that's what they kind of do. We go, oh, he must know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. And now people are finally twigging, because they went, look, Fergie left, and they go, right, who's like Fergie? David Moyes. All right, give it to him. He fails. Right, who's the opposite of David Moyes? Louis van Gaal. And now he's failing. And I guess the next option's maybe Giggs, the heir to the throne. He'll probably fail.
It's a tough job for someone who's never fucking managed, isn't it, now, like?
But he's completely missed the point for me.
Baz, we've heard these rumours this week about this so-called letter, the love letter from Jose Mourinho, that was sent to the members of the board, the hierarchy at Manchester United, trying to convince them of the reasons why he could take over the club. But if he took over, wouldn't it be a similar... Because he plays a similar brand of football, although he's a lot more successful with it, but a similar brand of football...
But he can change his ways.
He's
willing to change his ways.
I can change.
Well, what did you think of that whole... Listen, we don't know if that letter's true, and there has been that his agent has denied that he even sent this letter anyway, but... What do you think of all this? What is going on at Manchester United?
I've never been convinced by Van Gaal. I've never been convinced that is the progression. United have made any progression since he come in. I've said it on this show before. When Ira's been here, I've watched United. years ago, they were fantastic to watch. They were so exciting. They'd come at you, like James said. They never worried about who you were. They were all, you know, they've had great wingers going back to Kanchelskis and going forward to Beckhams and even Valencia, you know, when he was on his day, running up and down, putting crosses in. And then, you know, I think Moyes, he'd have been better just leaving David Moyes where he was, because he'd have been, at least he'd have had some kind of way of playing. James is right, there's a framework. When he's playing Ashley Young as a full-back, and you're like, what's going on just to keep that formation? You've got to think about players. This isn't Manchester United. You watch them now. The players are flat. Old Trafford's flat. Every week, you know, when they lose at home to like Norwich, you go, oh yeah, you don't even, like at the weekend, Charlie Austin scores with 3 minutes left. You're not surprised that they've lost, where that would have been, oh my God, United have lost at home. So, you know, you've been shocked. Now you just go.
You'd be texting your mate, wouldn't you? United, have you seen this? United just now it's like, there's no point in fucking telling anyone. They'll probably
it's mad because you look at, you know, Everton don't win anywhere, but I would have no fear on Saturday going to Old Trafford. I think, yeah, we'll turn these over, because there's no fear there. And I think the players he brought in, Di Maria last year, didn't know what to do with him. Falcao came in, he had him there, didn't really know what to do. He's let Van Persie go, who knew the Premier League.
Letting go, bringing him back.
Bringing him back.
Hernandez. I mean, that was just mad.
Tearing it up at leather occasion.
Absolutely berserk what's going on. And I think for United, if I was at Old Trafford in any kind of capacity, I'd be saying, get him out the door tomorrow and get Mourinho in. And I know what you're saying, the style and everything else, but what Mourinho will do is you come in, you get the siege mentality. It's at the club. We're led to believe he's always wanted to manage. And United have got some good players there. They have. Yes, they've got some players who you wouldn't expect to be playing there, but Mourinho would come in, if they got him in before next Monday, get him in, get a couple of players in, and then that's the catalyst for them to go. They're still, you know, they're still in the race for that top four. Yeah, there's a bit of a gap now, but he could still make that up. The thing with Mourinho is he winds everyone up. He'd love to wind Chelsea up by getting United in there, wouldn't he? And he's great at uniting. He mightn't be a long-term thing for United, but they need someone who's gone. Giggs, for me, doesn't make any sense, because United are all over the place now. You want to take a chance on Giggs, and it might take 2 years for him. He might never be able to do it, we don't know. But Mourinho's proven. He's on his day, he's probably still the best manager in the world.
Yeah. And I think that the love letter, apparently it's not a love letter, it's actually a dossier. Going through every member of the squad and saying, this is what I would do, this is what's wrong with him. I mean, that is something that you will get with Mourinho. You know, he's renowned for his
as I said, his agents denied it and said that
Mourinho's just texting me, shut up.
It does sound very Mourinho-like.
No, but I don't think he actually uses the word, it's not true. He kind of says, this is outrageous, this is da-da-da. He doesn't say that. So I think you've always seen that with Mourinho. He's always been overly polite to Alex Ferguson, despite being the opposite to Arsene Wenger. I think he's wanted it for a while. I think it's probably one of the only Premier League jobs he would take.
It was that game when I think Real Madrid played Man United and he came off, we deserve to lose and stuff like that. So he was putting his application in even from then.
Well, I believe when he'd already agreed to go to Chelsea before United contacted him, and the story is he was in tears because he'd already agreed and all that. And you think, but for me, he's a fit for them, because they need, if you're looking at Man United, they need a Mourinho, don't they? At the moment, they need someone who's a big name, who's proven, who can look as though.
Let me ask you guys a question, right? Let me ask you guys a question.
Go on then.
Sack him now, or wait till the end of the season before you make a decision? What would you do?
If I was
you're in charge at Man United, would you sack him now?
Sack him.
Or would you wait? Or would you wait until the summer?
Sack him. I think they're worried about looking like a sacking club, and I don't think they should be. I think they've got enough credit in the bank where you can go, Moyes was a mistake. He was not doing good enough. Sometimes you just got to sack a manager. He was never going to be up to what Manchester United wanted as a manager.
I think you had a choice there to go, well, this is our guy. This is Moyes. We're sticking with him. Yeah, he's had a really tough thing.
They sacked him on the 20th of April. There was only 4 weeks left of the season. That was berserk.
But that was crazy. Don't get me wrong.
So we're giving you guys the power, right? Sack him now, or wait until the summer with LVG.
I think you find out for certain if you can get Guardiola or not. If you can't, you go get Mourinho. If you can get him tomorrow, then put him in. If you can't, then I wouldn't.
So let's say Mourinho's available now. It seems like Mourinho is available. He's out there. He's available.
Yeah.
Would you sack LVG now and get Mourinho in?
Sure, if you can swap Mourinho for LVG, I would sack him tomorrow, because I think also with Mourinho, after everything that's happened, he will learn from that experience. He's had some humble pie to eat, and he will be a better manager for it, actually. And he'll realise that siege mentality, it can work for 1 season, 2 seasons, but when you get to that
for more than 3 years, really.
that's
Mourinho,
it, because everyone gets bored of it, including their own players. So maybe he'll learn from it and because he's no doubt an amazing manager, and he's no doubt a better manager than Louis van Gaal. So if you can do it, I'd do it right now.
Sack him. Get shut. I'd sack him now. I'll do it and I'll phone him. If it was me,
You lot are ruthless, I'll tell you that.
Get him out. Get him out and get Mourinho. If I was a United director, that's what I would do, because I'd be looking, thinking, right, we've got a week to go. We've got a week. We're still in with a chance of the top 4. You know, they're into the Europa League, aren't they?
Is it 5 points behind the Arsenal?
They're right in. Get rid of LVG now. He looks like you started off, is he a dead man walking? He looks like a dead man walking. He's come out and said, I can't give the fans what they want. Chase him. Get Mourinho in tomorrow. Give him a few quid and say, right, who do you want? 1 or 2, let's bring them in. And the next minute, that catalyst begins before, they got a cup game the weekend, the catalyst begins before the next Premier League game, which is next week.
You was asking me what I do.
Yeah.
You know what? The thing is about it is sacking him and bringing in Mourinho. I don't
Arsenal
know.
fan, this is why they do so well, though.
No, hold on. Mourinho is going to be the same sort of style of football that Manchester United fans don't like. That's what I think about it. I know he brings success, but 2 things. They won't like the style of football. And secondly, I just feel that Mourinho can hurt the image of your club. And we know that Manchester United, as a worldwide brand, the biggest one, is all about image. And it's a big, massive risk to bring in Mourinho as a replacement. I think somebody like Guardiola would be absolutely perfect for Manchester United if they were able to get him, like you said, James. But Mourinho, for me, doesn't seem to me like that would be a good fit for Manchester United.
So I mean, I never said bring Mourinho in, but I would, to be honest with you. I think Guardiola would be the better choice for them. I don't know whether Guardiola wants to go to a Man U. I don't know whether I think that the Guardiola.
Do you think Mourinho would be a good fit
for Man U?
For Manchester United?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think he needs to change his ways a bit. Yeah. But he's had a big slap in the face.
Has he ever changed his ways?
Well, I don't think
at
we know.
any club he's been to.
No, I don't think we know.
He's gone away. He's won something.
Yeah, but he's not. We're not on about him. We know he's a winner. But has he ever changed his ways? He's got a certain
There was a period
style.
at Chelsea where they used to win 4-0 every fucking week.
Yeah.
There was a period, and goals mask a lot of things. Like, I
I'm
don't
not
think
just
he'll
on
ever be the right fit for Man U, though.
Listen,
You've got his style on his pitch and you've got his style off the pitch. Has he ever changed his style off the pitch? Which is something that Man United see as a very important thing, when you're managing a club.
I still
like
believe they have gone a few seasons without winning anything, right? And for your sponsors, for your relevance in world football, you've got to be seen as winners. Who wins trophies? Jose Mourinho. He would come in. They're not just going to bring him in and go do whatever. At Chelsea, I got the feeling he just had carte blanche because they got him at a time and a few people were after him and they'd hit a brick wall. Chelsea, they hadn't won the thing and they'd come back and gone, just beat Jose and he's back and it's me family and I'm married to it and all that. And he come in and lo and behold, he finished runners up and won the league. Success. Then everything off the pitch has destroyed him this year and yeah, he's been a disgrace this season as far as Chelsea are concerned. But it's Man United, it's a new brush. He's never been there. No one knows what he's like really to work with. He will be told by sponsors, we don't have any of this. And if you're prepared to take the job, which it seems like he is, he will have to change slightly, but they want success. They need Manchester United.
Do you think, though, guys, do you think that he can still win with changing his style like that? Because his winning on the pitch comes down to a lot of the work that he does off the pitch. So if he changes his style, is he actually compromising his winning mentality?
Who knows? We don't know, do we? All we can judge him by is what he's done in the past, and he's won stuff at Chelsea, he won stuff at Porto, he won stuff at Inter Milan, he won stuff at Real Madrid. He's come back and won stuff with Chelsea again. So everywhere he's been, he's a winner. What you're getting with him, yeah, you're getting all the crappy bits with him, but you're getting trophies. And what sponsors want to see, they want pictures of Man United players lifting tin pots.
Well, forget the sponsors. I'm sure the fans of Man United want to see trophies as well. What do you guys think? Is LVG a dead man walking? Is it time for Manchester United to say, yeah, it's over. We can't take this no more. You're sacked in the morning, in the evening, whatever it is. You're out the door. Let us know. Leave it in the comments below. Let us know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to Ball Street.
Hey, also, before we do go, Robbie, answers in the comments section. What do you think he's been writing in his clipboard all fucking season? Because it ain't fucking tactics, is it? What do you reckon it is?
Louis Van Gaal.
I think that's all it is. He's just doodling his name over and over. James, what do you think it is?
I can't even imagine.
Let
Honestly,
us
I'm
know.
blank.
I think it's some kind of fucking sexy Dutch life art or something. He's drawing the crowd naked behind the other
I reckon
side.
he's playing
He's
Hangman
like-
with Ryan Giggs, maybe. He's just going, what do you think?
He's like the 50 Shades of Louis. Oh, God. That's his new book. Because, like,
50 Shades of Louis. Leave it in the comments below. What is he writing in that clipboard?